Come to a cross-legged seat. And you can sit up on a prop. You can sit right on to the floor. Sit cross-legged, turn your hands to face down, bring your thumbs and index fingers to touch, and start with your eyes closed. From this cross-legged seat, can you start to become aware of your breath without changing it, without controlling it? Just notice how you're breathing today. Is your breath fast or slow? Does your breath feel smooth or choppy and staggered? How does your body move when you breathe? What happens to your stomach, your ribs, your throat? What happens to your spine? Now we'll practice controlled breath, counting our breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause here. Inhale through your nose again, but this time at the top of your inhale, hold your breath. Exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath. Wash that away. Take a big breath in and open and exhale through your mouth. And we'll do that same exercise, square breathing again. So inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath here. Pause. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath at the bottom. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Last time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Wash it away. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth wide. Exhale, big, deep exhale. And now keep your eyes closed. Keep your spine tall. And just sit in this place, this shape called Sukhasana, a really familiar shape and a really essential or foundational hip stretch. Relax your hips. Relax them so much they feel like they've turned into jelly on your prop or on your mat. Relax your tummy. And now your shoulders. And bring to your mind's eye a place that makes you feel calm. Imagine the sounds, the smells, even the flavors of that place. And then wrap the memory of that place around you like a warm towel after a cold shower. Take a breath into that memory of the place. Exhale, soften. Blink open your eyes. Lean back so you can simply bring the soles of your feet together. So we'll start in butterfly pose. Bring the soles of your feet together, about 1 or 2 feet away from your pelvis, and fall forward into a spinal, rounded, flexed shape. You can add props under your forehead. You might add props under your thighs. Butterfly pose. Take a deep breath into the shape. And as you exhale, relax all the muscles around your adductors. Those are your inner groin muscles. Relax your spine, your head and your neck. Find a comfortable place to rest your hands and settle into 2 full minutes of silence here. So this will be a very quiet class. I won't guide or speak you too much after this shape. I'll bring you into the poses and leave you there, enabling your mind and body to do whatever it is it needs from this practice. Enjoy the ride. Notice where you're holding on to tension. Take a breath into that place. And as you exhale, soften all of that tension in your body and count yourself through 5 more breaths. Patiently start to weave your body from side to side, dangling your head, relaxing your tongue, and eventually come all the way upright. You're continuing to just wave your body when you get upright. And in fact, can you take your hands towards your thighs and move into more circular movements with your head, your neck, and your spine? You can close your eyes and just start to shift your weight from left to right as you take 3 big circles in each direction. Move in a way that feels good, that feels like something you want to savor. If you find a nice stretch, just linger there. And after those 6 circles, 3 in each direction, pull yourself up and take your feet about hip distance apart and just Keep that movement going, but this time by rocking your knees side to side. So tonight's class will add a bit of this fluid movement in our transitions, merging a little bit of yang energy, that summertime energy, with our yin energy. Good, and now come right back into that position. I'll turn so you can see me. That exact same position, the soles of your feet together, but lean over to your left and take your right leg either. You have two choices. Back behind you with a bent knee, so driving into that 90-90 shape, or reach your right leg all the way behind you for sleeping swan. So choose one of these two variations, knowing that your purpose is to feel sensation along your outer right hip. It might cruise into your inner groin too. You can prop up your left hip if you find that helpful. You could prop up your head and your chest. You might tuck cushions under your right knee. Whatever you do, can you go to a place where you feel like you can relax through your lateral hip, your psoas, your hip flexors, where there's sensation but no pain? Find that place in your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften. You are here for 2 minutes in silence. Bon voyage. Take a check in at this halfway point. Maybe you shift or modify your shape to go deeper, or perhaps pull back if you're feeling pain. Good. Take 5 more deep breaths here. And stay low in your shape even after that 5th exhale. Once you've moved through those 5 breaths, start to extend your arms. But as you do that, can you just, again, bend into your arms and move your torso, shift into one hip, shift into the other hip. Just see and play and explore some sensations from this position with your leg. Maybe you're doing pigeon, cat, cows. Just play. 5 breaths. Once you've had some fun movements, come on up, lean over onto your left hip, bring that right leg up and take it out on a diagonal. Once you do that, tuck your left foot into your inner right thigh. I've placed a block under my left thigh. And I'm taking my bolster along the inside of my right leg. So I'll show you two options. First, relax your right leg. Option one is to take your right elbow onto the fleshy, meaty part of your right leg, or maybe onto your bolster. And to scoop your left hand to your hip, maybe all the way up alongside your ear. Perhaps you set your left hand behind your head. This shape is intended to target your hamstrings and the tissues around those, your outer hip, your inner groin, and of course your side body, that lateral line. So that's option A. Option B would be to rotate your whole torso forward, frame your legs, your props maybe with your hands, and fold forward. You're still getting that rotation in your spine, but it's not as much pressure on your head and your neck and your shoulders. Of course, you could just catch your forehead with a prop. So think about wanting to find a shape that stretches your right hamstring first and foremost, then the deep back line of your spine, and might have some residual impact along your inner groin and your outer left hip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften into your shape wherever you've ended up. And just feel what it feels like to be here. At this point, you might opt to transition to a different iteration or variation of this shape by moving from that big lateral stretch to a forward fold over my thigh. Take 5 more breaths. Begin to unwind your spine. Walk your hands back. You could stay here, your hands back behind you. Or maybe you press into your hands, press into your feet, and just lift your pelvis up. Drop it back down. Palms can be flat. Lift your pelvis up and drop it back down. Good. Take that right leg now and bend into your right knee. So now the top of your right foot is on the floor behind you. This is a tricky pose. I'll show you a completely different shape if your knees are not having this. And take your left leg, stretch your left leg out in front of you. This is called half saddle or half hero pose. One way to make this more accessible for your knee joints is to sit up higher. So you can sit up on a block. And the intention here is now to drive work into your right quad as well as the back of your left thigh. In this pose, you can stay upright if you feel the work in your quad, or you can start to lower down. And as soon as you lower down, think about scooping your tailbone under, your pubic bones riding up. And I bet you'll start to feel that work through the front of your right thigh. You could come down to your elbows, come down to the floor, play with the block and without the block in these different variations. Now, my friends who have sensitive knee joints and absolutely can't do this shape, you will come into a more restorative bridge pose. So lie on your back, tuck a block under your hips, and rest here. 2 minutes wherever you've landed. Find your breath. And if you're taking half saddle and you have the props to do it, you could even create a little landing pad for your body behind you. Find your shape. One more minute. Take a big breath in wherever you are and see if your exhale can dramatically release any tension in your body, your jaw, even your mind. Really good work. Take 3 more full cycles of breath wherever you are. If you're in full bridge, press into your feet, lift up your hips, remove your block and come to lie on your back. Move however you'd like to move. If you're in half saddle, first press your elbows into the floor, tuck your chin into your chest, and start to carefully lift yourself up. Then lean over to the left, release that leg, move your ankle if you can. It will feel pretty tender. Good. And can everyone, nice and slow, find your way back up to butterfly pose. So with the soles of your feet together at the front of your yoga mat. We will move through that whole hip sequence on the other side now. So now lean over onto your right hip and take your left leg back into that 90-90 shape or into your pigeon pose. Add props to catch your head, your chest, whatever it is you need to do here. And right away, you just drop in, let go of the stress, let go of the worry, let your body just get into the shape and then let the shape do what it needs to do. The more we let go of control in our yin practice, the more powerful this practice becomes. Soften here, 2 more minutes. Count yourself through 5 more cycles of breath here. Ever so slowly, begin to rise up, but don't rush out of the shape. Take those few moments, again, about 5 breaths, just to move, just to meander. Notice how your body feels. If it drifts, extends, or flexes with this lower body position. When that feels over for you, roll over onto your right hip. Pull your left leg up onto a diagonal and tuck your right foot into your inner left thigh. Set your props nearby in case you'll use them to catch your head. Option A, take your left elbow onto your left thigh. Rest your head in your hand and reach that opposite arm up and over. Meanwhile, your whole left leg is relaxed, your toes are relaxed. You could take your right hand to the back of your head and you'll feel that shearing through your whole side body. Really good stretch if you spend a lot of time sitting. But that stretch can also have a lot of impact on your arms and shoulders and neck. So if it doesn't serve you, rotate your body around, let your head hang heavy, maybe catch it with a prop, and opt to be here instead. 2 minutes wherever you go. Good. Take 5 more breaths here. And patiently, patiently, patiently come up away from the floor. Notice that shift in blood pressure. Pause and be still if you're feeling some intensity here. If it feels okay, you might play with just lifting your pelvis a few times, grounding through that left leg. Good. And eventually you can bend your left leg directly back behind you. So now the top of your ankle is getting a big stretch before you kick your right leg forward. Sit up on a prop if that's helpful. Maybe take a bolster behind you. And if you're looking for that quad stretch, but this doesn't work for your knee joint, come back into bridge pose. So come lie on your back. Place your feet on the floor, tuck a block right under your pelvis, and you'll hang out there. Those of you in this saddle variation, half saddle, can stay upright or come down. No two sides of our body are the same. So just because you went low on this side does not mean you can go low on the other side and vice versa. Play with your pelvic tilt a little here. And if you feel pain in your knee, back off. So come up higher. Take that strain out of the actual knee joint. Good. 2 minutes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, land. Count yourself through 5 more breaths here. If you're down in bridge pose, push your feet into the floor, lift your hips, drop your bum down, rock your knees side to side. Those of you in half saddle, really slowly rise back up onto your elbows, then your hands, lean your weight to the left, take those legs forward, move however you need to move here. And everyone can just take a few minutes to move with your body, a few seconds rather, to move with your body while I demo the setup for our next shape. The next set of shapes is called the Dragon series. This does put a lot of impact on the knee joint again. I actually exclusively use a blanket, a pillow, or a bolster. So I always use padding under my knees, even if I normally don't need to in this pose. I would recommend starting there. Take some sort of prop towards the left midway point of your yoga mat and climb up onto all fours with your left knee on that prop, on that cushioning. From all fours, take a giant step forward with your right foot. Now, if you have short arms like I do, you can extend them with blocks. And notice how here my hips are above my knees. The idea is to get your hips forward of your knees so there's a big deep angle on your back leg. Again, triggering stretch through your left quad. With your hands on the blocks, inhale, lift up your chest. There's a lot of activity or yang energy here. Exhale, soften through your pelvis, relax your right knee. Let's hang here, literally hang here for just 1 minute in time. And while you hang here, can you wrap yourself up in that memory of a place that calms you down? What does it smell like, taste like, feel like, and sound like to be there? Soften your lips, breathe in. Breathe out, soften your hips. Breathe in, lift your gaze again. Breathe out, relax your pelvis. Bring your right hand with or without your block to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out to the outside edge of your mat. Now you could wing your dragon by opening it out to the side, or maybe you keep that foot flat. You could stay upright on your props or come down onto your elbows on the floor or on your props. You can rock. I'm rocking my hips to get off that bony part of my kneecap, my patella. And now we're transitioning some of the stretch, not all of it, towards the right inner thigh. There's still a lot of work on the left quad, but now it's migrating along your right leg as well. 1 minute here, breathing into sensation and replacing frustration with the memory of that calm place. Three more breaths. Slowly, slowly rise up and out of the shape. Listen carefully. Rewind just how you came in. So take your blocks first to the outside edge of that right foot. Bring it in. And now drag your right foot back beside your left leg and tap into your intuition. What shape do you need to go into now? Some students like child's pose. Some students prefer downward dog, a big opposite stretch on the opposite side of your quads into your hamstrings. After some brief movements, come onto all fours with your propping under the opposite leg. So now under my right leg, I've set my bolster. Come onto all fours. Big step forward with your left foot. Stabilize that shape with your props, with your blocks if need be. And remember, you start with your props on the outside of that left foot. So my left hand is on the outside of my left foot. Good. Take a big breath in, lift your gaze up. Exhale, soften down. 1 minute here in this really active variation, dragon pose. Good. Take a deep breath in, lift your gaze up. Exhale, soften your hips, walk your left hand to the inside of your left foot and heel toe your left foot to the outside edge of your mat. Now choose your own adventure. You might pour that left leg open towards the left, stretching your inner groin, your adductors. You could come down to your elbows. Find a place where there's this balance of tension and compression. Stress, but no pain. Nothing that feels like it's pushing you past a point of no return. Move slowly to retrace your steps. Come on to your hands. Bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Stabilize with your right hand before you lean back. Pull your left foot back. Come on to all fours into child's pose, maybe downward dog, wherever it feels nice for you here. Take your time to work your way down onto your back now, all the way down onto your back. And when you get there, just move however you'd like to move. 10 breaths before we move to our next set of shapes. Nice. Replace your feet down on the floor. Take your hips and move your hips towards the right long edge of your mat. Stretch your legs long, but move your feet to the left lower corner of your mat. And I've crossed my ankles. You could cross either ankle over the opposite one or not. And now reach your arms up, stretch that upper body, and move your upper body towards the upper left corner of your yoga mat. Either catch your right wrist with your left hand here, bend your elbows, maybe catch opposite elbows, or just let your arms relax completely. You should have created a C shape with your body here. The intention is to create a C shape with our bodies. If you feel pain in your lower back because of that arc, maybe tuck a prop into it. That can help you take that C curve without too much strain on your lower back. But the intention here is to move sensation, to create tension along the entire side body. No pain, no strain, just sensation. You'll find the best and most comfortable direction to rest your head. Take a big breath in. Exhale and drop in. Take 3 more breaths here, but as you breathe in, imagine those breaths spiraling up the right side of your body, lengthening and expanding your skin. Gradually unravel, bring your feet flat on the floor, shift your hips through center, and let your knees fall into one another. Palms rest on your tummy for constructive rest pose. Prepare for the opposite side. Move your hips towards the left long edge of your mat. Stretch out both legs. Maybe cross your ankles towards the lower right corner of your yoga mat, or reach up your arms like you're taking a big yawn. You could even take one and drift your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your arms towards the upper right corner of your yoga mat. Hands are bowed or maybe elbows. I like to catch my opposite wrist, so I'm holding my left wrist with my right hand here. But you can also eventually, or from the get-go, just let your arms relax completely. Take a big breath into this really sleepy shape. Open your mouth wide, exhale, and surrender to this rest. Keep softening. Take 3 more big breaths. First, your head and your arms rotate back through center before you unwrap your legs. And this time, in place of constructive rest, could you catch your knees, hold them towards your heart, and give your lower back a massage after that big extension. Rock from side to side. If it feels good to pick your head up, you could pick your head up. And now let your whole body collapse down for final Shavasana. If there's still tenderness in your lower back, take a blanket or a bolster under your knees, or take Shavasana in constructive rest. So the feet mat distance apart, your knees falling in, and your hands on your tummy. Whichever variation of Shavasana you choose, you'll hold here for the next few minutes. I will pull you out of Shavasana in just a few minutes' time. Enjoy this sweet surrender. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh. Again, take a deep breath in. And sigh. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your ankles. Open and close your mouth. Take a big yawn. Bend to your knees and roll onto the right side of your body. Pull yourself all the way up to sit. Come to sit cross-legged. Turn your palms down. Close your eyes and notice if this foundational shape, Sukhasana, feels any different now than it did 1 hour ago. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Remember that place that makes you feel calm. Bring your hands together at your heart and set an intention for your week to return to that calm place, memory of a place, anytime things get hectic. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Thank you for your practice.